Hi, now when it comes to wallpaper, and one of the most common things we have to wallpaper around is things like these switches and sockets. Fortunately, the way we do it is the same for both, and it's not too complicated, the system we use to cut round these. What I've done first of all though, I've nipped out in the garage and I've turned the power off, so I don't want to blow myself up. And I go around these switches and sockets. So I've turned the power off, so I'm all ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of duct tape over these switches and sockets so no water or paste gets in them as I'm working. So here we go, put a bit of duct tape over that one. Add the socket down here. Like that. A bit over that one. Like that. Make sure though that you don't cover the screws up, because we're going to have to undo those a bit later to tuck the paper behind there. So I'm going to crack on and paste up a bit of wallpaper so we can try to go around these sockets. Okay, so I've put the wallpaper on the wall here, and underneath here, as you can see, is our first obstacle, that light switch there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flap it back over the top of the switch, and where the four corners are, I'm going to do a little pencil dot. So I'm feeling with my thumb, just do a little pencil dot, roughly where the corners are. Just like that. So I've marked my four corner parts now. Now I'm going in with the scissors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stab a hole with the scissors right through the centre where the socket is. Like that. Now I'm going to be cutting from that point to those four dots I've done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go just a little smidgen past where my dots are, just a few millimetres past them to allow for the thickness of the socket. This is the awkward one, you've got to turn your hand upside down and go like that. Now what should happen now is those should pop back nicely like that. I get my brush and just go around and smooth it in like that. Now, to mark around here, I'm going to be using the curved edge of this putty knife by going around and just making a little crease line like that by pressing on the knife. If you haven't got one of these, what you could do is just use the back of the scissors and mark it like that. Or if you're hanging a paper which you're going to be painting over, like a foundation paper, you could go around it with a pencil. But it's best not to when you're hanging pattern wallpaper like this. So carry on going around marking my points like that. Okay, that's that done. I'm going to pull it back against off the wall now like that, so that I can see these flaps. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to cut directly onto the line. I'm going to come in about 5mm and leave a little tab on there, which I'm going to be tucking in behind the socket in a minute. So leave about 5mm on each tab. Just cut these off. Like that. Like that. So if you can see that each of these tabs have got a little 5mm little bit on there now. Now that stage is I'm going to loosen off the screws on here so I can tuck the paper in behind. I know a lot of decorators loosen them off before they start, but I prefer to do it afterwards so I get a neater line around the edge. So now I'm going to loosen the socket off. Ooh, itch. Like this. A little bit more, like that. Okay. A little touch more and we'll be there. Okay, now what you don't want to do is to poke any metal items in round here in case you get electric shock. So I'm going to be using a plastic caulking tool to do this, so I'm just going to grab one. I've got my plastic caulking tool here, so I don't want to use anything metal. I'm just going to use this just to go around the edge and just to tuck the paper in around the edge of the socket like that. There you go, so that goes neatly in behind there. Now I'm just going to do it up lightly, but I'm not going to do the socket up so it's hard against the wall. I won't do that to normally do that till the paper's dried, to give the paper a chance to settle down. So that's the switch done, so I'm going to do exactly the same now on the socket. Okay, so that's the switch done. So the socket, there he is underneath the paper there. I'm just going to smooth the paper out a bit around him, like that. Same as for the switch up there. I'm going to mark the four corners with my pencil. Like that, so I've got my 4 dots on the paper. I get my scissors, straight through the middle, like that, and cut just beyond those dots, by about 5mm, something like that. The upside down one, is the tricky one. There we go. That goes in all neat like that. Give it a gentle tap with a hanging brush around the edge. Putty knife. Like that. Gently pull it away from the wall, like that. I don't know if the camera can see that little line there which I made earlier. So leave about 5mm on again, like that. There we go, like that. Smooth it off around the socket. Just got to undo those screws now to loosen it off. There we go. I'm just going to nip out to the kitchen, just grab a bit of kitchen towels. I just want to wipe some of this paste off before I put the paper around the back. Okay, so I've got a bit of kitchen towel, a bit of rag just to wipe it off once I've tucked the paper behind both of these. So, once again with my caulking tool, just pop the paper in behind there. There we go, like that. Do the old screws up. So like I said earlier, I'm not going to do these up tight. I wouldn't normally do them up tight until the paper's dried out, perhaps the next day, because it's still contracting and drying out, and then I'll snick it up when it's dry. Right then, so that's the cuts done around the light switch and the socket. That cut, by the way, is called a star cut when we do that cross bit on those. So that's the socket down there, looking good, I hope. So I hope you found the video useful, and if you have, why not subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with all my latest videos.